In the previous video, we saw Xiao Yan disguise himself as the mysterious old man in black to visit the Sha residence. He handed over his refined healing medicine to Sha Zhan, helping the Sha clan fight back against the Jiali clan in their business war. In today's video, is Xiao Xun'er being harassed by some villains? How will Xiao Yan come to her rescue? Hey everyone, HKD here. Today we're exploring the Battle Through the Heavens novel to cover epic scenes the anime skipped. Let's dive into the full, uncut story of the BTTH universe. The anime skips some content to rush the plot, so I'll use the manhwa to ensure you don't miss any novel details. Jiali Yao, you actually have the nerve to bring your man here and cause trouble on Shao clan territory, Xiao Yu snapped in anger. If I'd known there was such beautiful girls here, I would have come a long time ago. Liu Shi, looking lecherous, commanded. Jiali introduced me to them already. The one with the hot temper is named Sha Yu, and the gentle one next to her, Jiali explained, somewhat reluctantly, is Xiao Xun'er. He hesitated, because he also had a crush on her. Xiao Xun'er, what a beautiful name. Both the girl and the name are stunning, Liu Shi said, his eyes fixed on Xiao Xun'er, with a lewd smile on his face. Xiao Xun'er, however, completely ignored their disgusting behavior. She gazed into the distance, looking totally distracted. In the original novel, Xiao Zhan suddenly assigned Xiao Yan a position managing one of the Sha clan's markets. While the professional management was handled by a steward, Xiao Yan's main job was to lead a group of guards on patrol to maintain peace and order. On this day, Xiao Xun'er came to visit him, and after running into Sha Yu and her brother, they all headed over together. However, they were intercepted and harassed by Liu Shi and his group before they even reached the market. Note that in the manhwa version, Xiao Ning's role was completely cut out. Facing their mindless harassment, Xiao Xun'er only felt that they were wasting her time and keeping her from seeing Xiao Yan. I'm Liu Shi, a Tier 1 alchemist, Liu Shi said, introducing himself with a fake air of humility. I wonder if I might have the honor of inviting you two ladies to stroll through the market with me. Get the hell away from us, Xiao Yu snapped. She grabbed Xiao Xun'er's hand, ready to leave. Xun'er, let's go. However, the Jiali clan guards suddenly blocked their path. Liu Shi smiled mischievously and said, why the rush to leave? You're asking for it, Xiao Yu roared in anger, as she violently lashed her long whip toward him. However, as soon as Xiao Yu swung her whip, it was snatched away by a Jiali clan guard. Before she could react, they had their blades pressed against her neck, leaving her unable to move. In the original novel, Xiao Yu's combat ability is actually quite decent. She managed to take down 2 or 3 Jiali clan guards before eventually being overwhelmed. After all, the opposition had over 10 people, most of whom were around the doju level. Meanwhile, Xiao Yu only had the strength of a 3-star doju. After falling into a disadvantage, she told Xiao Ning to take Xiao Xun'er inside the Shao market to find Xiao Yan for help. Just as Xiao Yu was about to be knocked down by a heavy punch, Xiao Yan arrived in the nick of time. He sent the attacker flying with a single blow and saved her. TSK, such a beauty, why choose the hard way over the easy way? Liu Shi said, his lecherous eyes wandering over the calm Xiao Xun'er. He laughed, it seems Miss Xun'er knows better than to resist, that makes you even more charming. Miss Xun'er, come on, let me take you shopping. Liu Shi said, as his wandering hand reached out to grab her shoulder. But Xiao Xun'er's next words stopped him cold, trash is trash, even when it's wearing the skin of an alchemist. You ungrateful little, IMA, before Liu Shi could finish his arrogant sentence, a fist smashed into his face, sending his nosebleed spraying everywhere. Jiali was shocked and furious to see Liu Shi rolling around on the ground. He roared, who did this? Having finally arrived, Xiao Yan cracked his knuckles and said bluntly, I did. In the original novel, the first person Xiao Yan took down in this battle was the Jiali clan guard who had been attacking Xiao Yu. Liu Shi didn't actually participate in the fight himself. The Jiali clan guards quickly surrounded the 3 of them. Xiao Yan seemed completely unbothered by this. He gave Xiao Xun'er an apologetic smile and said, Xun'er, I'm sorry, I'm late. Who the hell are you? How dare you sneak attack me? Liu Shi cursed as he sat up from the ground, still acting arrogant. I am a tier 1 alchemist. Do you have any idea who you're messing with? Xiao Yan laughed. Oh, so you're the one responsible for refining pills of that rejuvenation powder. Jia Liao helped Liu Shi up and introduced him. He's the famous genius of the Sha clan, Xiao Yan. A few months ago, he suddenly jumped from the 3rd stage all the way to the 8th stage of Doji Chi. Ha, a guy who hasn't even reached the rank of Doju yet. No matter how much of a genius he is, isn't he still just trash? Liu Shi mocked. Just watch how your grandpa here teaches you a lesson. Sha Yan raised his hand with a mischievous grin and laughed. Oh, is that so? Suddenly, a large group of Sha clan guards swarmed out, driving back every single one of the Jiali clan guards. They quickly gathered behind Xiao Yan and the 2 ladies to provide protection. Leave no one from the Jiali clan standing, Xiao Yan said with a ruthless tone. A massive brawl broke out immediately, with the guards of the Sha clan and the Jiali clan clashing in a chaotic struggle. Kid, you're serious? Liu Shi said, his voice trembling with a mix of shock and fear. I am a tier 1 alchemist. Jia Liao shouted provocatively. Xiao Yan, you think you can win just by outnumbering us? If you have the guts, fight me one-on-one. No problem at all, young master Jia Liao, Xiao Yan replied with a smirk. Jia Liao thought to himself, if you're looking for death, don't blame me. He recalled his father, Jia Libi, telling him that if he ever had the chance to fight Xiao Yan, he must show no mercy. It would be best to kill him on the spot. Unfortunately, in Jia Liao's mind, Xiao Yan's strength was still only at the 8th stage of Doji Chi. He had no idea that Xiao Yan had already reached the rank of Doju. Xiao Yan, Jia Liao charged at him at full speed, laughing wildly. You're just a piece of trash at the 8th stage of Doji Chi. Now, die, ha ha ha. Xiao Yan feigned weakness, blocking the attack with his arms while continuously retreating. However, Xiao Yan was soon backed against the wall, with nowhere left to retreat. Despite this, Jia Liao's attacks continued to rain down on him without a single pause. Jia Liao is clearly stronger than him. How could he agree to a one-on-one fight? Seriously? Sha Yu said, her voice filled with worry. Xiao Yan isn't the type to be reckless. Don't worry, Xiao Xun'er replied. Although she sounded confident, the Dochi was continuously gathering in her palms. She was already prepared to step in and save him at any second. In the original novel, Xiao Xun'er actually had full confidence that Xiao Yan could defeat Jia Liao, as she had known for a while that he had already broken through to Doju. Instead, it was Sha Yu who was ready to jump in and save him. After Jia Liao sent Xiao Yan flying against the wall, the Dochi on his fist continued to build up. He gave a cruel laugh. Today, I'm taking your life. But in that instant, Xiao Yan violently slammed his knee upward, unleashing the octane blast directly against Jia Liao's arm. The sheer destructive power of the octane blast shattered Jia Liao's arm in an instant. Jia Liao's body was sent flying backward, and he collapsed to the ground, screaming in agony, "Egg, my arm, my arm." So he already broke through to Doju a long time ago. And here he was, playing a tiger while pretending to be a pig, making everyone worry about him for nothing. Sha Yu said, letting out a sigh of relief. Sha Yan, holding an iron bar, stood up from the rubble and walked toward Jia Liao with a mischievous glint in his eyes. Young Master Xiao Yan, I surrender. Jia Liao pleaded for mercy. I was wrong, please, spare me. Young Master Jia Liao, did you enjoy hitting me just now? Xiao Yan said with a cruel smile. As soon as the words left his mouth, he swung the iron bar down toward Jia Liao's head. Without an intervention, Jia Liao's head would have been crushed, killing him on the spot. But an intervention did happen. The iron bar in Xiao Yan's hand suddenly snapped in two, and a furious roar echoed from the distance. Kid of the Sha clan. It was just a challenge and a duel, yet you dare to strike such a lethal blow. Xiao Yan was forced back by the powerful Dochi of the suddenly appearing Jia Libi. So young, yet so vicious, Jia Libi said arrogantly. Today, I'll teach you a lesson on behalf of Xiao Zhan. Xiao Yan wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth and smirked. Bring it on, Jia Libi. I'm just worried you don't have what it takes." Seeing Jialibi's arrival, Jia Liao scrambled for help, crying out, "Father, save me." "Son, are you alright?" Jialibi supported Jia Liao, asking with deep concern. It hurts so much," Jia Liao shrieked in pain. "Father, kill him now." Jialibi's face was twisted with fury, looking as if he would murder Xiao Yan at any second. Xiao Yan also sensed that this was a crisis unlike anything he had faced before. He unleashed every bit of dou qi within his body. Xiao Xun'er also sensed the danger Xiao Yan was in, and golden flames began to flicker in her eyes. If Jialibi dared to strike, she wouldn't hesitate for a second to appear by Xiao Yan's side and block the attack for him. In the original novel, Xiao Yan was already prepared to ask Yao Lao for help. However, the Yao Lao in the novel is different from his animated counterpart. He doesn't just step in to handle every enemy for Xiao Yan. This is because he wants to cultivate Xiao Yan's combat intuition, and true combat intuition can only be forged through real life and death crises. Jialibi roared at Xiao Yan, "Xiao Yan? You dared to injure my son. Today, I'm taking your life." With those words, he launched a fierce attack on Xiao Yan. Just as Xiao Yan was struggling to defend himself, a massive dou qi in the shape of a lion suddenly swarmed out with a thunderous roar. It turns out Xiao Zhan had arrived just in time. He and Jialibi clashed head-on with full force, but since they were evenly matched, they were forced to break apart and retreat. The animated version severely nerfed Xiao Zhan. In the original novel, this was actually the only time Xiao Zhan and Jialibi directly exchanged blows. The scene where Jialibi storms the Shao residence in the animation was a complete fabrication by the director and lacks any internal logic. In reality, the three major clans of Wu-Ten City each possess 3 Da Doushi, making their overall strength nearly equal. Furthermore, due to deep-seated mutual suspicion, it is impossible for 2 of the 3 clans to ever truly join forces. "Father," Xiao Yan said in pleasant surprise. Xiao Zhan pulled him and Xiao Xun'er behind him for protection and said bluntly to Jialibi, "Jialibi, my son is not yours to discipline." "Ha, Xiao Yan beat my son to this stage, you must give me an explanation today." Jialibi shouted, pointing his finger at him. "Don't forget, you're the ones who came to the Shao market to cause trouble first." Xiao Zhan threatened ruthlessly, "If you know what's good for you, get out now. Otherwise, don't blame us for showing no mercy." Xiao Zhan, "I'll settle all our old and new scores with you sooner or later." Jialibi spat out his parting threat reluctantly, "Let's go." "Miss Xun'er, would you like to come over to my place for some fun?" The lecherous Liu Shi invited with a mischievous grin. In his stupidity, he had no idea that the Jiali clan had already abandoned him and retreated. Of course, this is an original plotline added by the manhwa. In the original novel, he retreated along with the rest of the Jiali clan. In the original novel, Xiao Zhan was not this friendly. While Xiao Yan was fighting Jia Liao, he and the 3 elders of the Shao clan were actually lying in ambush near the Shao market. If Xiao Yan had crushed Jia Liao's crotch, Jialibi, who only has 1 son, would have gone insane with a murderous urge to kill Xiao Yan. At that moment, Xiao Zhan and the 3 elders would have struck together to kill Jialibi on the spot. In the original novel, Jialibi deeply cherished Jia Liao, his one and only son. A scenario like the one in the animated version where the director haphazardly changed the plot to have Jia Liao die for the interests of the Jiali clan is something that could simply never happen. Xiao Yan cracked his knuckles and said with a smirk, "Mr. Liu Shi, did you enjoy the show?" "You little brat." Liu Shi was so startled that he whipped his head around to look at his surroundings. He asked in confusion, "Wait, where did the people from the Jiali clan go?" "Egg, you piece of trash, you hit me again." Liu Shi cried out in constant pain as Xiao Yan bait him, "I am a tier 1 alchemist." In the next video, we'll break down the details of Xiao Yan's late-night assassination of Liu Shi. We'll also reveal the secret behind why Xiao Xun'er fell in love with Xiao Yan in the first place. Thanks for watching. If you liked the breakdown, drop a like. I'm HKD, bringing you more exclusive BTTH novel content soon. Subscribe so you don't miss out. See you in the next one. Peace.